Hello everybody, my name is Robert, and welcome back to the Hardcore Vanilla Survival Let's Play. So today we got full iron armor. I don't even have any specific plans. You know what, we should actually get some food. We need to get some sort of food started, so let's work a little bit on that. We're gonna make a stone hoe, and we are going to get some seeds, and I'm just gonna talk about some stuff, some minor stuff, I guess. First of all, you should definitely follow me on Twitter, because, of course, any updates, like if I'm going to be posting, you know, on the days when I said I'm going to be posting, or if I'm not going to be posted on those days, or if a bonus video is coming up, or whatever, all that stuff will be listed up there. Also, it is turning nighttime. What a good time to start recording, but it's okay. I do have a bed, so we're just going to sleep straight through the night. And I actually do want to make a shovel. Do we have an iron left over? We do. That's what I thought I saw. We're going to make one shovel for now. We're going to sleep, and I'm going to do a little bit of terraforming around the house and stuff. But, you know, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. But we'll see. So, first of all, I do obviously want to plant some food because I need to get some sort of actual food source going. Also, probably, you know what, let's grab this and let's chop down the trees in our way, because I think I actually want to make a path down this way. Because I mean, I do have a bucket. I could, you know what, I'm just going to bring water up to here. That makes a lot more sense. I'm going to make a farm up here. I probably do still want a walkway there. But I think I want a farm up here, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. In fact, why don't we go over here, do it over here. Yeah, this looks like a fine place. We're just going to clear out this area, and then we are going to start putting some stuff. Also have some torches, right? Yeah, definitely don't want any mobs spawning. Don't want any surprise mobs, but I mean, shield's super powerful, so I shouldn't be that worried. Anyway, I want to talk about something that is coming up, or has already come up, I'm not entirely sure. So, I am playing on the Lausanne SMP server once again. Now, first of all, I want to mention the reason... Actually, I don't want to talk too much about it, because when I do upload a video from that server again, for Season 3, because they restarted into a new season, which means that the map is reset. So all of my hard work is gone, but that's okay. I think I'll be, I'll have a lot more fun this season. I think this season will be a lot better, but we'll see. I'll talk mostly about this in the video where I'm actually playing on the server. But I just wanted to say that I am going to be uploading Lausanne SMP again. That is definitely coming back. Great server. Really love the people there. I love the staff. They're all cool people. I haven't really talked to any of them, but you know, I've chatted with them in chat on the server and stuff. They all seem like cool people. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a really friendly group, and I definitely want to get more involved this time around and hopefully play in the events. But you know, when I'm recording videos and stuff, I'm usually doing stuff at off times. Like, they try to plan things at the most optimal time for the majority of people, you know, like Saturday, 2 p.m. EST or something. That's like a time that most people are going to be around. But I am not most people. You know, I've got a lot going on in my life, especially with the whole moving situation. And even before that, you know, I always have a lot going on. So I'm never really around for when they schedule a lot of these events, which really sucks, but, you know, it's whatever. I'll definitely try to participate in more events this time around, this season and stuff. And hopefully, can have a lot of fun. But I wanted to talk about a kind of side topic for this. If I have already uploaded an episode on Lausanne SMP, you should check that out. But besides the little self-promo I'm going to do, you know, if you saw that video, you would know for a fact that that server suffers very much so from performance issues, and it's not performance issues because of the server or the hardware that they're running the server on. Well, necessarily, I should say. It's because Minecraft 1.14 is at a tripping point, really. Minecraft 1.14 is so unoptimized and runs so poorly that it just is really, really bad for any server, especially a server that has a lot of players on it. Especially a vanilla server. It's really bad. There's just not enough optimization third-party softwares like Sponge or Spigot or whatever can do to change stuff up. And you know, it really sucks, but I do believe in 1.15 they're going to be fixing that, but I honestly thought the same thing about 1.14, and I'm surprised they let it get to this point, but I know for a fact that the Mojang team is completely aware that that 1.14 is very messed up. It's still very messed up. I'm sure they're very aware. They got 1.14.4 to a point where they decided, okay, you know, we can't keep working on this too much. We really need to throw all of the, you know, performance improvements and stuff into 1.15, and I can understand that, and I respect that, but it does leave servers in a very hairy situation. Any server that has more than, let's say, 20 or 30 players on it, that aren't playing in a small area around spawn, is just, it's havoc. You know, the server does not run well at all. In fact, for example, on the Lausanne SMP server, I'm not even sure if I'm going to show these clips because, you know, you could just tell the entire server was really frustrated by this in chat and stuff. But stuff took so ridiculously long. Like, for example, I was trying to cut down a tree. I waited for those blocks to actually break for 15 minutes. Like, that's not even a joke. That was actually the amount of time that I counted that it took for that for the tree to actually break. And chunks they straight up wouldn't load once you started going even slightly away from spawn. Like, no chunks at all loaded, which is insane. Like, literally, they would just stop loading altogether. This is like performance. This is such poor performance that I've never seen anything like this. Not even like 1.12 modded performance, where it's a huge mod pack. And you'd know if you've played huge mod packs in 1.12 that the performance is just awful. Now, let me just say, I actually think 1.14.4 performance is better than 1.13 and possibly better than 1.12. And let me just you know, talk about why that is and why that isn't. Minecraft a long time ago made the decision to basically combine the server and client, and things get a little bit confusing if you're not too knowledgeable in this stuff. I mean, I'm not either. I'm not a professional in this stuff. I'm not a game developer. You know, I'm just somewhat tech savvy. So I understand this terminology. I'll try to explain it to the best of my knowledge, in layman's terms especially. I mean, really all I know is layman's terms, so that's all I'm going to be explaining it in. But basically, they connected the server and the client, and this is important because that makes it so that they don't have to update them separately. When they change something in normal Minecraft now, it's changed for servers and for clients, because they used to be two separate entities where they would have to be basically changed separately. You know, with updates, I'm talking about like 1.12, 1.13, though they would have to be updated separately. But they basically combined them so that they can both be updated at once, and I'm sure that greatly lessens the amount of work that the Mojang team has to do, which, you know, you may think that's like lazy of them, but in reality it's just a time thing. If they can push out more updates, that's way better in most cases, but as you can tell, the performance has been severely impacted. But it's not the server performance. Although the server and the client of 1.14, and I don't remember exactly when they combined them, but, you know, we're going to be talking about specifically 1.14. So, although the server and client of 1.14 are both one thing, really, more or less, I should say, the performance still varies greatly. Now, as you've seen, even in this series, and in my modded series, there has been lag, like straight up lag. Like I'll break something and it'll take a few seconds to actually break. And you know, how does a single player game lag like that if my computer resources, if there's like more than enough resources in my computer to handle, you know, whatever's going on in the game? Well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure because, again, I'm not like a professional in this stuff, but it has to do more or less with the fact that although the server and the client are more or less combined, they're not the same at the moment, and they just don't necessarily function on the same level. The server will still lag. You'd see client lag as performance lag. Like if I went to my video settings and I set my max frame rate to 10, this is client lag. Although it's not really lag because I'm just limiting my frame rates, but that's just an example. If I got low frame rate, that would be a client side issue. But a server side issue is more of things like you mine a block and it doesn't break and it doesn't drop anything. Now, the server side is the thing that's been having issues, and it's not just what I'm talking about. There's a whole different slew of things that are both handled by the server and handled by the client, respectively. And that's where things get really confusing. But the client performance of 1.14, I'd argue, is very on par with 1.12 client performance. Maybe even better in terms of smoothness, but not better in overall performance. Like for example, you may get 60 FPS in 1.12, but in 1.14 you only get 50 FPS, but it won't dip as much. I think they really handled the FPS dipping and stuff much better in 1.14. But when it comes to the server side, for some reason, and again, I'm not a professional in this stuff, but for some reason, server-side performance has been absolutely demolished in this update. And not just this update, the 1.13 update as well. And it probably has to do with the fact that water has to be handled server-side. So, and the changes in 1.13 with the water, and then lighting has to be handled server-side, so changes with lighting, although they did optimize it. It's just, there's too much going on. There's too many changes that have happened. I don't know exactly what is causing it, but the server performance is just utterly ridiculous. It is so poor in comparison to 1.12, for example. And don't get me wrong, 1.12 server and client performance is pretty bad considering this is a block game. I mean, look at these graphics. Don't get me wrong, I think Minecraft is beautiful in its own respect. But, it's at the end of the day, it's not like Crisis or something that's insane, or it's not something that should be very demanding on your computer in terms of resources. For example, you can look at the Bedrock edition of Minecraft, which if you don't know what that is, it's the Xbox version, which is cross-compatible with a different version of the of Minecraft on PC, and is cross-compatible with the mobile versions of Minecraft and stuff. And that version is so optimized and it runs so well. Don't get me wrong, it could be optimized even better than it is, but compared to Java edition, wow, the Bedrock edition is miles ahead of the Java edition. It is insane. Or did I say that right? The Bedrock edition is miles ahead of the Java edition in terms of performance and optimization. Partially that comes down to code and the engine it runs on. What the heck? I thought I slept before I went too dark. Guess not. But part of that comes down to the engine it runs on, the code it's written in, and how well optimized the code is in general. And that stuff gets really complicated, so I'm not going to get into all that, but it's just really complicated, and all I'm trying to get at here, without getting too off topic, because I really have been getting pretty off topic here, is that 1.14 server performance is abysmal. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I really hope that they can fix it in 1.15, because the client performance is alright. It's not great. There's definitely some issues with lag spikes and stuff that they need to and definitely could fix, so I'm hoping that they fix those on the client side, but I'm also hoping that the server side gets completely fixed, because seeing server side lag in a single player game, like when I was talking about if you break a block and it doesn't actually break, is a really bad sign for performance, because that basically means, because how it works right now is when you play a single player world, technically it kind of runs the same as you're playing a server. You start up a server, and that's why there can be server lag like that. But the fact that it can lag with just a singular player online is just an indication of how poor the performance for the server is in Minecraft 1.14 and 1.13, because 1.13 was the same. And let's be honest, 1.13 was absolutely miles behind 1.14 in terms of performance in some aspects. Some aspects 1.14 is definitely a step up from 1.13. I don't really think you can get much worse than 1.13. 1.13 was super rough. I really didn't actually play 1.13. I might have played more in 1.14 so far than I have in 1.13. When 1.13 dropped, I pretty much played it. I really loved the oceans and changes, but the lag is so abysmal. It just made me not want to play it at all. And ooh, voice crack. Sorry about that. But it's just crazy. I really hope that they fix this. I do think that they definitely will fix this. I just hope they fix it fast, because, getting to play on a 1.14 server again, I got to see just how bad it really was. And it's really unfortunate. This could be something that basically kills Minecraft because it really hurts the player base because it's another reason for us not to update because the game's unplayable. I don't exactly know how servers like Hypixel function. I just know that they are cross-compatible with older versions like 1.7.10 for most of their game modes. So I'm sure that their server performance is more. Their server performance is going to be closer to something like 1.7 server performance, which is far greater than 1.14, just miles ahead. But you never know. I really have no idea what I'm talking about. This is not my field of expertise. I just thought that I should put in my 2 cents and just say that it's more than likely that things are going to change in 1.15. It's just, I gotta say, I'm honestly disappointed. I hadn't really realized just exactly how bad it was, I guess is what I should say. I just, I don't know. It's really crazy. I had not played on a 1.14 server until Lausanne SMP, and on Lausanne, I don't know if I'm uploading what I'm uploading from that from the beginning because I joined right when the server reset, right when they reset the map. But I mean, like the server performance was so poor that, like I said earlier, chunks just straight up didn't load. Nothing worked on that server. Like it was so broken that I'm surprised it didn't just straight up crashed. I mean, it was like probably worse than the server just straight up crashing because just nothing was happening. Nothing moved on that server. It was pretty insane to me. Also, I'm just cutting this back a little bit. I really want to plant some stuff because this has already been a long episode and I've just been ranting the entire time. So let's plant some stuff. I'm sorry. I just completely went off on a tangent there. It's just, I am honestly very disappointed that 1.14's performance is far worse than I had thought it was, to be honest. That's really all I'm getting at. I'm just ranting. Let's be honest. That's all that's going on right now. We're gonna plant some stuff. Just focusing a little bit too much on this. Hopefully we can get a good food supply going. And holy crap! Sometimes I forget how OP hoes are. I mean, like, look at this. This is nuts. One singular stone hoe can give me more farmland than I am going to ever need. We're gonna put a few more blocks of dirt down. Just right here. We're probably going to continue to expand this as the episodes go on. But for now, I just want to get this going because I really do need to get just a basic small amount of food going right now. Hopefully we can get some wheat and then we can get some animals over here. So I got to go grab some seeds now. And then we'll end off the episode once I start planting some stuff. But I don't think, I know for a fact that they're going to be attempting to tackle the performance of Minecraft in 1.15, and that's probably going to be the majority of what the update is, and that's okay. You know, the community is asking for just a few different updates. I think 1.16 will be the cave update, or the nether update, one or the other, and 1.15 is going to be our performance update. That'll hopefully last us a long time. And the reason why I am a little bit worried about 1.15, in my opinion, is pretty much just because I'm not really sure how much you can optimize things, because I would think that it should be running better and better each update because they've been optimizing it, but it really hasn't. Maybe they haven't been able to focus on optimizations, or maybe they've had other roadblocks in the way, or maybe their roadmap for, their updates has been getting in the way. I don't know. I just hope that it's possible to fix the performance in Minecraft Java Edition, because if not, there's just going to come a breaking point, a serious breaking point where servers just can't really do anything. I mean, the Lausanne SMP constantly has, even when everybody knew that the server was resetting, it had 10 plus people on it easily at the most obscure hours, like 3 a.m. Eastern, or something. And, it's really just crazy how many people are on there. I mean, on average, it was like 40 players when I was playing, during like peak-ish hours, I'd say. And then, at night, it would go down to like 20 or so, maybe even 30, depending on the night. But, during events, you could get up to 60, 70, 80 players easily. And that's just not going to happen on this season of Lausanne, unless we update it to 1.15 and they fix performance in 1.15. But you never know. They could definitely fix it. I also am going to put some stuff into the water there. Just waterlog some stuff. Maybe trapdoors? I don't know actually. You know, we're just going to do slabs. Actually, no, we're going to do stairs. And I could make a stone cutter. Or no, I can't. I can't make a stone cutter because I don't have any iron. I used the last of it. We are going to do this just so I don't walk into the water and I don't have any problems walking across. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Hardcore. I know, such an intense episode of Hardcore Survival. You know, fought that one creeper. Insane. Like, super intense, guys. But seriously, I hope in the next episode we can get into more interesting things. I just really need to secure some food for myself, and hopefully I can do that, and we can get everything set up. And next episode, maybe we'll be onto bigger and better things. But until then, have a great day. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.